We are just 3 weeks away from Election Day and early voting is underway. And as we get closer to the finish line, it's clear that Donald Trump is gaining support and Kamala Harris, well, her popularity is declining. Let's look at the latest NBC News poll. It has Donald Trump and Kamala Harris both receiving 48% support from registered voters, and 4% say that they're undecided. This latest poll is certainly enough to have the Harris campaign very nervous. September's NBC News poll had Harris leading Trump by 5 points. So what's changed? Well, Kamala Harris has done a media blitz, and it appears the more that people have been able to see of her, they're going, oh, actually, no thank you. No thanks.
And even fresh CNN polling confirms the Democrats' worst fears.
We have some new CNN reporting today about what is going on behind the scenes inside the Harris campaign and more broadly among Democrats who are growing more and more anxious about a 2016 redux. CNN's Priscilla Alvarez joins me now. Priscilla, we were just joking here at the table that anxious Democrats happen on a day that ends in Y.
Hi, folks. We are weeks away from Election Day, and this is a critical moment for our constitutional republic. And if you haven't made a plan to cast your vote yet, now is the time. Don't let any last-minute hiccup or unexpected meeting stand in the way of your voice being heard. Remember, an early vote is better than no vote at all. Get registered, vote early, and make sure your ballot counts. That even goes for me. I normally love to vote on Election Day, but considering how important this vote is, I'm going to get it out of the way with my dad. Meanwhile, only 31% of Americans trust mainstream media. So it's crucial that we break through the noise to provide you the facts. And that's why I'm hoping you're listening to me with hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin. We'll be right back. I think it's time for us to go right.
Trying to slip away. Pages she borrowed didn't contemplate. Both from Wiki, who'd believe that line? When you play with fire, it's just a matter of time.
Welcome to hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin, where we cut right through the noise and we give you what you need, the truth. And we know you can handle the truth. So Kamala is caught plagiarizing her book. Seems like a new book is out, written by ChatGPT, her bestseller. Kamala Harris has found herself in yet another scandal, this time for plagiarism, in her 2009 book, Smart on Crime. According to Professor Stefan Weber, Harris lifted 27 passages from other sources, including 3 fragments of self-plagiarism. Her co-author, Joanne O'Hamilton, is also implicated in this. Maybe she should have used one of those Indian-based writing people to create stuff for her. I mean, if you wanted ChatGPT, why not? Notable examples of plagiarism includes passages copied from NBC News, the John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and perhaps most embarrassingly, a Wikipedia page. One glaring instance involved text about the Midtown Community Court, where the only edit Harris made was removing the phrase "in order to." Conservative activist Christopher Rufo was the first to bring these issues to light. Now, this incident echoes Joe Biden's plagiarism scandal from 1988, where he had to drop out of the presidential campaign after it was discovered he was lifting parts of his speeches from other sources. I mean, when Joe Biden gets out there and goes, 407 years ago, I set forth on this great country. I mean, what do you expect? Meanwhile, J.D. Vance chimed in, humorously tweeting, "Hi, I'm J.D. Vance. I wrote my own book, unlike Kamala Harris, who copied hers from Wikipedia." This tongue-in-cheek remark highlights the perception of Harris's inauthenticity on ongoing issue in her presidential campaign. And this pattern of dishonesty raises questions about Kamala's suitability for the highest office, given especially that it mirrors past Democratic scandals. Think about that. And if you like to copy things, go ahead and share this podcast. Copy, share this podcast, let everybody else know, hey, even if you want to repeat some of the stuff that I say, flattery will get you everywhere. We'll be right back.
Kamala Harris is now laser focused on a group that could be responsible for her victory or her defeat. Black voters, drawing both Harris and former President Bill Clinton to predominantly black churches, following a week where former President Barack Obama scolded some black voters for a worrisome trend playing out.
You have someone who has consistently shown disregard, not just for the communities, but for you as a person. And you're thinking about sitting out.
The New York Times reporting on a drift by black voters away from Democrats. The latest poll showing while she is still way ahead of Donald Trump with black voters, she's down from Hillary Clinton's 92% in 2016 and Joe Biden's 90% 4 years ago. This time around, 15% say they plan to vote for Donald Trump.
The choice really is not between voting and not voting. Not to vote is a vote. It pushes Donald Trump that much closer to the White House, and that's something that we cannot afford to happen.
Democrats raising concerns about getting votes, especially from young black men.
Quite frankly, their message to Democrats was, you take us for granted. Donald Trump talks to us directly.
Donald Trump carrying on with that approach.
What's happening with the people pouring into our country is they are killing the jobs of the black population and the Hispanic population.
His supporters appealing to an issue most voters say is of the utmost importance, the economy.
Let's get back to Kamala. Kamala, whatever her name is, tries to buy off black voters in what many are calling a desperate and possibly illegal move. Kamala Harris has launched her opportunity agenda for black men. And no, it's not a night in her bedroom. As part of this plan, she promises 1 million fully forgivable $20,000 loans to black entrepreneurs and other individuals. These loans, of course, are essentially giveaways. But this pitch is loaded with negative stereotypes, as Kamala also suggests legalizing recreational marijuana as part of the opportunities for black Americans in this new industry. Do you need the excuse to legalize marijuana? I mean, just do it. My imagery, not to get racial, but my imagery of legalizing marijuana or people who smoke marijuana are like mostly white people, honestly. But this kind of pandering is all too familiar in the Democratic playbook, appealing to voters with promises and giveaways only to neglect them once in office. That's what we try to say to people. These people will say anything during an election. Most politicians will say anything in the election to get your vote. And then when they get your vote, you'll never hear from them again. There's no transparency. Now, her polling with black male voters has been steadily declining. In the last election cycles, we saw a drop in support among black men. Obama saw plus 81 support in 2012, Hillary plus 63 in 2016, even with her hot sauce in her pocket. And she's like, y'all don't know how much I've cared about. And then Biden plus 53 in 2020. You know, Joe Biden came locally and said, we're going to have y'all back in chains. I'm like, come on, people. And if you don't vote for me, then you're not black. And now Kamala sits at plus 41. The trend is clear. Democrats are losing ground, especially with younger black male voters. Meanwhile, former President Barack Obama has been dispatched to the campaign trail to scold black male voters for not supporting Kamala, calling it sexism. Yes, the reality is these votes are increasingly dissatisfied with the Democrats' broken promises. I mean, what's next? I don't think RuPaul would do it. Was RuPaul going to get out there and go, all right, honey, y'all ain't gay if you won't vote for Donald Trump. Wait. Yeah. Well, y'all ain't gay if you ain't vote for Kamala Harris and the Democrats. I should get out there. Y'all ain't true gays unless you voted for Donald Trump. But hey, whatever. Caroline Leavitt, Trump's press secretary, responded to Kamala's last-ditch effort by saying, quote, Trump is making historic gains with Democrats because they had more money in their pockets when he was president. Crime was under control in their communities, and they weren't being put last while illegal immigrants are being put first. I mean, Donald Trump puts Americans first. We'll be right back. Think about that. We'll be right back with some more updates.
I don't care whether you like Trump or not. Trump governed this nation in a responsible way where everybody prospered. And if you don't believe that, you're a moron. Every single thing, every single indicator was on positive territory. All the working people, no matter what color they were making more money and there were more jobs. We didn't have inflation. We didn't have supply problems. We didn't have any of it. Now we got all of it, in addition to an open border.
All right, I got a couple of quick updates today. We talked about recently about a man who got arrested outside a Trump rally, and I think it was Nevada, Las Vegas or something. But he's denied planning an assassination attempt because people were calling it the third assassination attempt. He actually claims to be a supporter who has attended multiple rallies disputing any malicious intent. And I did skim through the internet, and I found something on there about how guy might have been set up. So there's still more to this story, and if something comes out more about it, obviously it must have not been a true assassination attempt because we don't hear it on TV or anything really big. So what's really going on? Meanwhile, the Biden administration has reportedly warned Iran that any assassination attempts against Donald Trump would be considered an act of war by the United States. The stakes are clearly high, and it underscores the dangerous rhetoric and actions escalating in this political climate. And Donald Trump, in a bold move, has announced plans to bolster the U.S. Border Patrol by adding 10,000 more agents who will receive raises and bonuses. This initiative aims to secure the borders and address the surge in illegal immigration, a cornerstone of Trump's policy. At this point, I think we could afford to have people chain link arm in arm across the border, and it would still be cheaper than the amount of illegals coming in the border now. And in a major endorsement, the Las Vegas Review-Journal, Nevada's largest newspaper, or longest newspaper, has thrown its support behind Donald Trump. The paper cited his policy results as being too strong to ignore, further solidifying Trump's standing in key battleground states. We'll be right back with some hashtag Go Right Recap Remix. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to share this.
Kamala soon, time to slip away. Pages she borrowed didn't come to play. Both from Wiki, who'd believe that line? When you play with fire, it's just a matter of time. Trump's got a plan, steady and strong. Black men rising, been waiting too long. Promises they fell weren't just for show. When you stand for truth, you're bound to grow. We hear the whispers through all the noise. Go right news, cutting through the ploys for the fighters who hold the line in our constitutional republic. It's time to shine. Harris throws bribes, hoping to win. 20 grand promises, but it's all thin. People see the game, they've seen it play out. These last minute moves, full of doubt. Trump's history is more than just talk. He's got black men walking the walk. They remember the days when things were right. Now they're ready to rise and take flight. We know the truth, it's crystal clear. Go right news, cutting through the fear. For the Constitutionalists standing tall in the land of liberty, we heed the call. Ooh, plagiarism shows Harris can't deny, but the truth, it doesn't even try. J.D. Vance speaks with pride in his pen. I wrote my own, he tells them again. Obama pleads for votes that stray, but Trump's got their back, showing the way. The truth is simple, sharper than steel, and when it cuts through, you know what's real. The lies they weave, but we won't bend. Go right news, bringing truth to the end. For the ones who see the stakes are high in a constitutional republic, watch us fly. Trump's building strong with agents in place. Border Patrol, keeping the pace. The facts don't lie, they're standing tall. The people rise, and they won't fall. Kamala's numbers dropping fast, but truth like Trump, it's built to last. In the streets, on the air, go right leave for a future of hope where liberty succeeds. We've seen the lies, and the truth unfolds. Go right news, where the story's told. Constitutionalists will light the way. In this land of freedom, we're here to stay.
Welcome back to the hashtag Go Right Recap Remix. From Kamala Harris's plagiarism scandal and desperate moves to win black voters, to Donald Trump's firm stance on border security and assassination threats, we're seeing the political stakes reach new heights. Kamala's ethnicity continues to damage her presidential prospects, while Trump gains more support across key demographics. It's becoming clear that the Democrats' reliance on empty promises and decisive identity politics is no longer enough to secure their base. That's your hashtag Go Right update. For more breaking news and in-depth analysis, head over to gorightnews.com. Don't forget to check us out on Rumble, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, X, and other platforms. Help keep this movement going by donating at Cash App, $ Peter Boykin #1. And links are available on gorightnews.com and peterboykin.com. Stay informed, stay engaged, and always go right. God bless everybody. Peace.
You know, it's supposed to be the will of the people. It's supposed to be the government works for the people, and it's not that. It's some very bizarre, enormous amount of money that's being spent to make sure that the people in power continue to run things the exact same way. That's what I think they're really terrified about Trump. It's not necessarily even that he's a Republican. It's much more that he's a guy that is not going to play the game.
Yeah.
And then when he gets in there, he's going to like one of the things that he's talked about is having Elon come in and do some sort of a government efficiency agency. They're terrified of that.
Yeah.
Because it's not efficient.
Yeah.
You know? And he's going to come in with like that Tesla mindset. It's like you're working 16 hours a day and you're sleeping on the fucking couch.
Yep.
We're here to get some shit done. And you try applying that to government, that's, you know.
I've been riding on a wild wind, chasing shadows in the night. The road is calling, whispers in my ear, telling me I've gotta take flight. But if I stay with you, honey, we burn out like a flame. I I'm like a storm rolling through the sky, and these chains I can't sustain. Oh, and these chains I can't sustain. Like a storm I can't contain. Lord knows I can't remain. Love we can't repair, but don't you shed your tears for me now, 'cause I'm already halfway there. If I stayed too long with you, babe, the winds would